Have you ever found yourself scrolling through social media when you should be working on an important project, or perhaps you've spent hours researching something instead of actually starting the task at hand? If you're nodding in agreement, this video is specifically designed for you. Today, I'm sharing 7 science-backed techniques that will help you crush procrastination once and for all. The real enemy: understanding procrastination. What if I told you that your brain has a hidden saboteur that's preventing your success? Let me introduce you to your instant gratification monkey. We all procrastinate. Even the most productive people you know struggle with it. But what exactly is happening in our brains when we procrastinate? As Tim Urban brilliantly explains in his TED Talk, the procrastinator's brain contains what he calls an instant gratification monkey that takes the wheel whenever there's a challenging task ahead. This monkey loves the dark playground, that place where you do fun, easy activities when you should be doing something important. Understanding that procrastination isn't a character flaw, but rather a battle between different parts of your brain is the first step to overcoming it. Your rational decision-maker wants to work, but your monkey brain wants immediate pleasure. But here's the good news. Procrastination is not your destiny. It's a habit, and like any habit, it can be broken with the right strategies. Let's dive into 7 proven techniques that will help you take control and finally stop procrastinating. Technique 1. The 5-second rule. Imagine having a magic switch that could instantly shut down procrastination. Well, it exists, and it only takes 5 seconds to activate. The first technique we're going to explore is deceptively simple yet incredibly powerful. The 5-second rule. This technique, popularized by Mel Robbins, works like this. Whenever you feel the urge to procrastinate, count backward from 5 to 1 and then immediately take action. Why does this work? Because it bypasses your brain's natural tendency to overthink and overanalyze. It creates a pattern interrupt that shifts you from thinking mode to action mode. Here's how to implement it. Notice when you're about to procrastinate, count down. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Immediately take physical action toward your goal. This technique is particularly effective for those initial moments of resistance when you're trying to start a task. It's not about motivation. It's about activation. Your brain will try to talk you out of doing difficult things, but this countdown method helps you launch into action before your excuses can take hold. I've personally used this technique to start workouts, make important phone calls, and begin writing projects I'd been avoiding. The key is to act immediately after counting down. No hesitation allowed. Technique 2. The 10-minute rule. What if the secret to beating procrastination isn't working harder but working shorter? Here's how just 10 minutes can transform your productivity. Our second technique is the 10-minute rule, and it's based on a simple principle. Commit to working on your task for just 10 minutes. That's it. Here's why this works. The hardest part of any task is simply starting. By committing to just 10 minutes, you make starting feel manageable and low pressure. Once you've been working for 10 minutes, 2 things typically happen. You build momentum that makes it easier to continue. You realize the task isn't as difficult or unpleasant as you imagined. To implement this technique, set a timer for exactly 10 minutes. Eliminate all distractions during this time. Focus entirely on the task. When the timer goes off, decide whether to continue or stop. What's amazing about this technique is that most people choose to continue working after the 10 minutes are up. The key psychological insight here is that once you're in motion, it's easier to stay in motion. Even if you do stop after 10 minutes, you've still made progress, and you can use this technique multiple times throughout the day to chip away at larger projects. Technique 3. The Pomodoro technique. This next strategy helped one man go from chronic procrastinator to productivity powerhouse using nothing but a tomato-shaped kitchen timer. The third technique we're exploring is the Pomodoro technique, which Thomas Frank describes as his #1 method for stopping procrastination. Developed by Francesco Cirillo in the late 1980s, this technique uses timed work intervals, traditionally 25 minutes, followed by short breaks. Here's how it works. Set a timer for 25 minutes and work with complete focus. When the timer rings, take a 5-minute break. Repeat this cycle 4 times. After the 4th cycle, take a longer 15 to 30-minute break. Why is this so effective? It breaks work into manageable chunks while giving your brain regular rest periods. It also creates a sense of urgency during the work sessions, helping you stay focused and resist distractions. There are plenty of apps that can help you implement this technique, including Tide, available for iOS and Android, to Mighty Forest. The beauty of the Pomodoro technique is that it acknowledges your brain's need for breaks while still maintaining structure and accountability. Many people find that they can accomplish more in a few focused 25-minute sessions than in hours of unfocused work. Technique 4. Creating a workflow system. The world's most productive people aren't superhuman. They just have systems that make procrastination nearly impossible. One of the biggest reasons we procrastinate is feeling overwhelmed by the size or complexity of a task. The solution? Break it down into a clear, systematic workflow. As one Reddit user explains, "I find what keeps me motivated is having a workflow in place so the creation process is broken down into manageable steps. After a while, the workflow kind of pulls you along rather than feeling like you are always pulling the weight." Here's how to create your own anti-procrastination workflow. Identify every major project or area where you procrastinate. Break each project into small, concrete steps. No step should take more than 30 to 60 minutes. Create a visual representation of these steps using Trello, Notion, or even a simple checklist. Focus on completing one step at a time. The key insight here is that you're no longer facing a mountain of work. You're just focusing on the next small step. This reduces the psychological resistance that leads to procrastination. For content creators specifically, this might mean breaking video creation into discrete steps like topic research, script outline, full script, recording, editing, thumbnail creation, and publishing. Technique 5. Understanding your why. The most powerful anti-procrastination technique isn't a hack or a system. It's something much deeper and more personal. Sometimes we procrastinate because we've lost sight of why the task matters in the first place. Reconnecting with your deeper motivation, your why, can be transformative. As Ed Mylett suggests, optimize for fulfillment and joy rather than just productivity. When you connect your tasks to meaningful goals and values, they become more compelling and harder to put off. Try this exercise. For any task you're procrastinating on, ask, "Why does this matter to me?" Then ask, "Why does that matter?" 5 more times. Going deeper each time, connect your immediate task to your deeper values and long-term vision. For example, if you're procrastinating on a work project, Level 1, I need to complete this project. Level 2, so I can demonstrate my value at work. Level 3, so I can advance in my career. Level 4, so I can provide better for my family. Level 5, so I can create security and opportunities for those I love. Suddenly, that boring work project isn't just busy work. It's connected to your core values and priorities. Technique 6. Environmental design. What if I told you your environment might be secretly programming you to procrastinate? Sometimes the problem isn't your willpower or motivation, it's your environment. Smart environmental design can dramatically reduce procrastination by removing friction from good behaviors and adding friction to distracting ones. Here are some specific environmental design strategies. Digital environment. Use apps like Cold Turkey, Forest, or Freedom to block distracting websites and apps during work sessions. Physical environment. Create a dedicated workspace that signals to your brain it's time to focus. Social environment. Work alongside others who are also focused and productive, either in person or virtually, through body doubling or co-working sessions. Remember, willpower is a limited resource. Rather than relying solely on willpower to fight procrastination, design your environment to make procrastination harder and focused work easier. Technique 7. The future you. Visualization. The most successful people have a secret relationship that prevents procrastination, with a version of themselves who doesn't even exist yet. Our final technique involves leveraging your imagination to overcome procrastination. Research shows that many of us treat our future selves as strangers, making it easy to procrastinate because we're essentially passing the burden to someone else. As mentioned in the Reddit post, think of what is at stake if you don't do it. If you don't stop procrastinating, you'll be in this never-ending cycle for the rest of your life. You'll always be wondering, what if I had just done the goddamn work? Try this exercise. Close your eyes and vividly imagine yourself 1 week from now having completed the task. Feel the relief, pride, and satisfaction of having finished. Now imagine yourself 1 week from now still having procrastinated. Feel the disappointment, stress, and regret. This exercise helps create an emotional connection to your future self, making you more likely to take action now to help that future version of you. Conclusion. Implementation is everything. We've covered 7 powerful techniques to stop procrastination. The 5-second rule, the 10-minute rule, the Pomodoro technique, creating a workflow system, understanding your why, environmental design, future self-visualization. But here's the truth. Knowing these techniques isn't enough. You need to actually implement them. As Gary Vee would say, it's about doing the work. Start by choosing just one of these techniques to try today. Then add another next week. Small, consistent changes lead to remarkable results over time. Remember, the goal isn't to become perfect at productivity, it's to get better at taking action despite resistance. Every time you push through procrastination, you strengthen your action-taking muscles. I'd love to hear which of these techniques resonates most with you. Drop a comment below sharing which one you're going to try first, and come back to let us know how it worked. And if you found this video helpful, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe for more content on productivity, personal development, and creating your best life. Until next time, remember, the best time to start was yesterday. The second best time is right now. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Go!